Houston, I'm Eric Barajas. There are several pockets in Houston that lack access to fresh food. These so-called food deserts can have devastating health effects on neighborhood residents who often have to rely on fast food for nourishment. But now the University of Houston is working to change that by designing an urban farm to help provide residents with their own fresh produce and training them as urban farmers. Our guests today are Gracie, founder of Recipe for Success, one of the community partners on the project, and Alejandro Cervantes, a U of H architecture student. Welcome both to Viva Houston.
Nice to be here.
Okay, very interesting. As we do know, several areas outside of downtown, east of downtown, south of downtown, are food deserts. It's very hard. Well, there are no grocery stores there, except some mom and pop corner stores there. So explain how, first off, I know Recipe for Success has been working on this for a while. How did you guys identify the area and get the ball rolling on this?
We've been involved in obesity issues in the city of Houston for over 10 years and implementing integrated programs to address those issues for a decade. And Hope Farms has long been in our vision. We knew that we wanted to put it in a food desert. We worked with the Grocers Task Force and Food Trust, who came into town to identify the predominant food deserts in our city. We have about 5 of them, near North Side, East Side, and South Side. We selected Sunnyside as the site for our Hope Farms, a project that we have been raising money for quite a long time and planning and strategizing. So Hope Farms is a Recipe for Success Foundation project, and we're delighted to work with other community partners to bring their expertise to the table. I'm an architect by training, and so I was very excited at the prospect of involving architects in the visioning for what the built environment would look like at Hope Farms, and wanting it to be an inspirational experience for the neighborhood and something that's welcoming beyond the function. So I reached out to several of my friends and some well-respected educators at both Rice University and the University of Houston, and we visioned this concept of the design charrette to involve the students in the planning and visioning for what will be our Hope Farms.
Yeah.
Coming 2016.
Good, and we'll talk to Alejandro about U of H's role in this as well. But we touched on food deserts a little bit right here, but explain to me, since you've been with Recipe for Success for a while, some of the issues you guys see with food deserts. A lot of people, in Houston area might not really understand what a food desert is because they live in the suburbs or somewhere else where they have access to food more so than someone in a food desert.
Right. Essentially, a food desert is identified as a location where residents don't have easy access to a wide variety of fresh, affordable food within 2 miles. In other words, can you walk there? Or is there good public transportation to get there? And some parts of our city are rife with grocery stores. Others only have what we call corner stores or convenience stores and fast food outlets. They no longer have infrastructure of grocery stores.
Alejandro, you're an architecture student at U of H. When the project comes to you guys, it had to have been a little bit challenging to all of a sudden go, okay, we'd like you guys to work on a concept of an urban farm, because a lot of people in Houston area haven't even been to one. You guys have to do some research here.
Yeah, definitely lots of research where it was actually 2 parts because as a student, you rarely have the opportunity to partner with somebody in a real life situation with to come up with something that's going to be for the city or a community. And then the other part where they tell us it's an urban farm, so not everybody has the experience of being in a farm, let alone an urban one. So our research really entailed going to the urban farms we found in Houston and studying how the spaces worked and what goes into planning the spaces for urban farms and what their concept was. So it was really helpful to have somebody front hand to have all the questions and answers from, but also visiting these urban farms and understanding the spaces and what we can propose.
Okay, in closing here,
Our
Gracie, where
concept-
does this go from now?
Well, our concept is a little broader than simply growing produce, which is our lead function, but we're also training U.S. veterans to become farmers. And the site, which is why it's so nice to have the architectural perspective, the site will be a community center, a training center for the whole neighborhood, as well as training farmers. And we are planning to break ground in the first quarter of 2016.
Okay, we definitely might Okay, up next, the health consequences